Renee Montgomery. Hello, my name is Amen McKinney Jr., aka Sir Amazing. This is Shift Up with Sir, and this is actually the first official episode of a new formatted episode of Shift Up with Sir. First and foremost, I want to just thank you for taking the stance that you've taken, and everything that you are doing is extremely important and very admirable and honorable.
Thank you for that.
You're welcome. And I know you've been going through probably a lot of like sophisticated and purposeful questions and answers. So I want to start light today. I want to start with a lucky 7, get to know you a little bit more. So I got 7 questions coming at you right now.
I like this.
All right. Question number 1 is, what's your favorite color?
Red.
Okay. Courage. I like that. What is your favorite food?
Tacos.
Tacos. Taco Tuesday!
You better know it. I was just about to say, what day is today? I have tacos probably once a week.
What's your favorite city?
Ooh, my favorite city. That's difficult, but it would have to be somewhere tropical, probably out of the country in a sense of if I'm just going to be vacationing. But if I had to pick a favorite city here, I like DC. My sister lives down in the DC area. So other than Atlanta, where I decided to live, I would say DC.
Okay, they both chocolate city, but DC is the original chocolate city.
Yeah.
I could dig that. What's your favorite movie?
Oh, Hamilton.
Hamilton, okay.
Hamilton, yeah. It's like, so, it's like, it's new. So now if people ask me in 5 years, I will still say Hamilton probably because it is that good.
When is your birthday?
December 2nd.
December 2nd.
I'm a Sagittarius.
Sagittarius, what does that mean?
I don't know. Usually when I tell people I'm a Sagittarius, they tell me it's a good thing. So I was waiting on you to tell me, oh, you're a Sagittarius. Because usually people that are in the zodiacs, they tell me stuff about me, but I don't know. I just was saying it because it's December 2nd.
I'm an Aquarius, and like I tell people that, and I'm like, so what does that mean? So what is the last book that you read?
Oh, the last book that I read was, I'm trying to think, because sometimes I read 2 simultaneously, but I think it was Girl Wash Your Face by Rachel, I forget her last name, Nichols, I think.
All right, so that means next on your list has got to be Everyone Needs a Hero. Why can't it be you?
Okay.
By yours
I see what you did there.
You know what I mean? We'll work that out, though. We'll work that out.
I love that.
And then my last of the lucky 7 is, what is your favorite drink?
Ooh, water. Oh, that's
water.
Boring. Let me think of something different. I literally drink water and tea. That's like the 2. I would say ginger ale if I'm getting wild. So ginger ale, it's my medicine. It's medicine. So ginger ale when I'm not feeling well, but let's just go with ginger ale so it sounds normal.
Okay, I could dig it. All right, so we got warmed up a bit. I want to go a little bit into your background. So like I mentioned earlier, you're originally from West Virginia.
Yeah.
And so talk about what it was like being the token Black person, a token Black kid, going through Black History Month and just growing up in that setting.
Yeah, I had a lot of awkward moments. It was that moment where everyone in the class knows we're talking about Black people and I'm the only Black kid in the class. So all my friends were like, they just sit there. They don't want to look at me. They don't, it's that awkwardness because they don't want me to be uncomfortable, but I can feel that they don't want me to be uncomfortable and that's making me uncomfortable. So there was a lot of that. It wasn't a lot of racism, honestly. It was like my friends were cool. I had a lot of awkwardness because I was the only one.
How does that connect to everything you're doing now and then growing up and then basically your perspective on I don't like to use the term race relations, but for lack of a better term.
Yeah, no, it helped me. I learned to learn how to function submerged in another culture. I learned that young. So I learned what it means to have different perspectives. I know that some of my friends' parents may not be as cool with us being friends as my friend does. I learned that young, but it's still, I think it helped me because now I always see things from other people's perspective because I've been the odd one out for a long time, but I've also been friends with people that were friends with the odd one out. So I kind of saw both sides. And I think that it just gave me just a whole different type of perspective.
What are your thoughts on the current state of affairs in Atlanta with some of the things that have happened, even some things that have happened at protests?
Yeah, so You know, Atlanta is like the mecca of the news, the mecca of what everything's going on. You know, we were one of the first cities to open up completely back up. So everybody's always watching Atlanta, it seems like. But honestly, Atlanta, we're also leading in certain things. You know, we're the first city to open up their arena, State Farm Arena, for polling. And that's just a whole different concept than people even think about. Wait, the basketball arena for politics? Yeah, Atlanta did that first. So Atlanta's doing a lot of different things first. And I think that some of the things that we did first, maybe not the best idea, but I would want people to shed a light on the good things that Atlanta's doing first.
So I actually just relocated officially. I got stuck down here. You know what I'm saying? I'm not too far. So like it's just the place to be. I think it's so much opportunity, and with everything that's going on, it's the perfect location to really be at the front of shifting the culture. LeBron said something recently where he said,
it's not a movement. When you black, it's not a movement. It's a lifestyle.
Yeah.
And that's what Atlanta lifestyle really is.
Yeah.
I actually held a Zoom where I connected with some youth leaders and teams from all over, some up in Buffalo, some down here in Georgia, some out of Syracuse. And I asked them some questions that they would want to ask you. And got a list of a few, and a few of them really stood out to me. Like, all were excellent questions, but one that stood out to me I want to ask you is,
my question for her would definitely be how she stays motivated, because in society, Black women are for sure underrepresented, and even the WNBA is like looked down upon.
I look for all the wins I can. So I stay motivated because if you look at like fixing all the systems, and that means the prison system, the healthcare system, the education system, it's like this huge mountain that you're like, how in the world can I figure this out? But I just always break things down. So even in sports, it's not a four, you know, if you look at the game, it's 4 quarters, 12-minute quarters, 48 minutes. I never look at it like that. I look at like 4 minutes until the first TV timeout. Like, I always break everything down. So when I'm talking about this movement and what we're doing, I break it down. I should say this lifestyle and what we're doing, I just break it down and I look for the wins. Mississippi changed their state flag. The Washington NFL team had to change their whole name. You know, the Braves are getting rid of their gesture, the tomahawk chop. There's a lot going on. You see students, college students making demands and people having to meet those demands. There's a lot going on right now. People are getting fired if they don't want to, you know, go along with this new lifestyle. I think it's a beautiful thing happening. So I stay motivated by that. That gives me fuel. Every time I see something, I get like hype.
The other question that was asked, is,
I'm over here trying to think about something. Like I'm over here like really trying to think, like, and all I can think about is Colin Kaepernick.
Montel, it's funny you say that. I was also thinking the same thing, like if she could like also kind of in a sense as far as like have kind of a movement as far as like with WNBA players, where I won't say kneel or anything.
Yeah, I'm taking it day by day. The reason I opted out, so I always tell people the reason I opted out on June 18th, I didn't have to opt out until June 30th. Just so people understand, like I didn't take it to the buzzer. And the reason that I opted out on June 18th is because I didn't want to answer questions about the season, you know, because my mind just wasn't there. You know, people were asking me, are you excited for this upcoming season? I'm like, yo, I'm excited for this cookout that I'm about to throw on Juneteenth, this pop-up block party. Like, that's really where my mind was at. So asking me about next year sounds wild because I didn't even want to have to take my mind and my foot off the pedal for this year. But the plan is to return for sure.
I would like to ask her if she would be willing to help start a school for historical learning.
That's interesting. I'm not that far advanced to even understand how I would go about that. I'm not opposed to it. However, but that sounded like a lot. Like, wow, open a whole school. Like LeBron James did that, but that's like a lot. But I think that there's different ways. You know, that's LeBron's way. He opened up a school, I promise, and that's his way. The way that I'm going to do it is through my grants and my initiatives that I'm building right now. So I'm not opposed to being a part of opening this school, but that sounds like some open LeBron stuff, and I gotta level up. I gotta level up to get there.
But you know what though? It's about the team too though. So if you're a part of it, it's really about, it could be a team of 15 people that really orchestrate and make everything happen. So it's there. But I do want to talk about your nonprofit, your foundation. Can you talk about the vision and what motivated you to create it?
Yeah, so I started my foundation just 1 year ago. So we're a baby in our infancy stage. But the reason I did is because I wanted to spread positivity on a higher level, like than just the people that I'm interacting with when I organically run into them. So I wanted to start throwing events where I just basically create a whole vibe, and people have to, and in that situation, they'll learn to do things that I learned through sports. And that's like, you know, learning how to work with people, being confident.
So, all right, I got a few more questions.
Okay.
Do you have a pen and paper in front of you?
I do not.
Or a phone that you could possibly
I
type
can
something
grab my phone. Yes, I can. Let me grab it. Let's see here. What are we doing?
Okay, so this is called the Big Three. And what I'll ask you to do is write your name, today's date at the top of a note. All right, under there in quotes, write Big Three, B-I-G and the number 3.
Mm-hmm.
And the Big Three are as follows. So number 1 is one thing that you like to do. Sometimes it's easier to write out the definitions and then write out your list. Number 2 is one thing that you want to improve. And number 3 is one goal that you have for the end of the quarter. Right now we're in Q3. I like to put it in quarters, just like in the game.
That's business.
Yeah. You know, that's how, let's do this. And then basically you just write out your list. And I would love to hear your Big Three. I'll share mine with you right now. So
okay, tell me your Big Three.
Okay, today's date is, excuse me, I'm saying it wrong. My name is Aimee McKinney Jr., aka Sir Amazing, and today's date is July 24th, 2020. My Big Three are as follows. Number 1, one thing that I like to do, I like to watch LeBron James play basketball. Number 2, one thing that I want to improve is I want to become a more honorable man. And number 3, my one goal for the end of the quarter is I actually have a set dollar amount of revenue that I would like to achieve. So that is my goal. So what is your Big Three?
Okay, hello, I'm Renee Montgomery. Today's date is July 24th, 2020. Number 1 on my Big Three, things I like to do. I like to binge watch shows. And I say binge watch shows because I don't like to watch shows week by week. I like to know it's a good series, get way behind. Don't spoiler alert me. I know that I'm late and I'm late on purpose and I want to binge watch. Number 2, one thing that I want to improve, I need to, so I'm the type of person that I'm going to work until I can't work anymore. So I need to start setting aside time for me time. You know, people talk about the self-care. So I'm going to start every Friday, start doing some self-care things or something of that nature. Number 3, one goal that I have by the end of the quarter, I want to get this contract done so that I can have an additional stream of income. So that's what there's something in the works. So I want to have that sealed, wrapped up by the end of the quarter.
All right, well, thank you so much for sharing your Big Three with me. My last and final question is, do you want to have your own talk show?
Yes, of course. I do.
So what are the elements, what's the vision of your talk show?
Yeah, so my talk show is going to be Ellen vibes by Fear Factor vibes by all kinds of different stuff. I want it to be fun. Like, so everything I do, I want it to be fun. So right now, obviously my show would not work in this quarantine because it needs to be interactive, but I like things to be fun. So I want people to like want to see what's going to happen on my show. Like, they're like, what is Renee about to be up to today? I want it to be like that type of vibe. So I don't know what that looks like yet, but that's what I want.
Okay, I love that, and I want to close by saying this: if you need a co-host or somebody who does any production, I'm in Atlanta too.
I like that, sir. Amazing. I like that.
Appreciate that. So, Renee, thank you so much for everything that you're doing. Thank you for joining me on Shift Up with Sir. I'm going to be reaching out to your people, so you'll be getting a copy of Everyone Needs a Hero. Why Can't It Be?
Congrats on having a book. That's an achievement. That's a big time achievement. So congrats to you.
Appreciate that a lot. So, many well wishes to you on the Shift Up, and just thank you again for joining me.
Thank you.
What's going on, world? Sir Amazing coming at you. I want to thank you for tuning in to Shift Up with Sir today. This episode was sponsored by the Levanter LLC, helping businesses turn into autonomous enterprises every single day. Shift Up.